Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 5 of What is Your Why? Solidifying Your Why. And I'm Sheelagh Blumberg. You can always look me up on moneylovesuccess.com. If you're still not sure of your why, well, perhaps you need to dig way down and understand exactly what is it that drives you. You're in the right place. After all, figuring out your life's purpose can seem a little bit of a tall order, don't you think? Especially when you're trying to take it on all by yourself. To help you out, we've compiled one last list of tips that should help you and help you grasp on how to find your why. These methods are techniques designed to get you thinking. Day 5, today's the final day. And in today's lesson, you will be taking a look at a list of tips that should get you feeling confident and finding your why. So, what matters? We all care about something, don't we? What gets you interested? Sit down, make a list of the things that tug your heartstrings and strike a chord or capture your attention. This list might not include everything from hobbies to the kinds of news stories that make you sit up and take notice. Again, you're going to want to look for commonalities in the list, much like how you analyze questions and the above steps. Talk about your values. We all live with some form of moral code. Generally, it's personal, but it might be something based on a religious doctrine or another belief system. Think about the things that you value and ask yourself why you hold these values. What is the one thing that no matter what you wouldn't do? What is something you're passionate about? Is something you like to use as a springboard to make the world a better place? For example, if a human trafficking horrors you, maybe your passion has something to do with helping people through recovery or from abuse, or programs that help people find the ways to create a safe space for those who are vulnerable. Talents. When you try to find your why, try starting with the obvious. What are you exceptionally good at doing? Is it something that you might define as a calling? Is it something that you're going to be good at because you put a lot of time into it? If so, what about the idea of the time investment? Is it worthwhile to you? What do you enjoy the most about this talent? Try things out. If you have a lot of ideas, but you don't like what you've narrowed something down to your why yet, do a little bit of experimenting. Look for the ways that you can explore the things which interest you the most. Volunteer, take a class, do research, get active. You'll never know if this is for you if you don't give it a shot. So now, let's create a visualization. Think about the mission statement that we've been working on and crafting. What does someone who has that mission statement look like? Try to visualize yourself living out that statement. Imagine the kind of you would be if you lived with that statement for the next year. What about the next 5 years? What if this version of you do you like? Are you excited when you think about this person? So now it's time to go on an emotional field trip. Once you start narrowing down your why, explore the emotions that are connected to the ideas you're entertaining. Which ones inspire your passions? Which ones aren't very interesting? Which ones create an expectation of eagerness to get started? Which one just sounds boring? It's important to think about the emotional commitment to your why. If it's way too easy to pick something which sounds good but doesn't really suit you personally, this happens when you fall into a trap of choosing your why. You honor someone else's vision of you, such as your parents. Maybe you pick the why because you feel like it's the right, proper thing to do at the moment. Who are your heroes? Finally, sometimes finding your why is a simple matter of determining who are the people you admire the most in the world. Heroes worship is just means of expressing silent envy for what another person has because of its success, its status, or accomplishments. What did you admire about this person? What draws you to them? Which traits do you wish you had? Which aspects of their lives appeal to you? Consider the source. If you're having a hard time figuring out your why because nothing sounds right or everything seems too difficult, you might be fighting a blockage of some kind that's stalling you out. Are you caught up in the negativity that is residual from the failure of previous whys? Is there something else triggering your process? Explore your reactions and see if you can pin down what makes this process hard for you. Working through these kinds of thoughts will help you to move forward much more quickly. Change your tune. If you're feeling negative about the process or stuck and you're thinking about going in circles, you might want to check your self-talk. Negativity can stall any process, but especially harmful when you start questioning the validity of your why you're learning towards embracing. Remind yourself, every why is different. Whatever you chose is perfectly valid, so as long as it's true to your values and what you hold dear. So relax. Finally, the whole process can feel pretty stressful. Trying to take several deep breaths between the questions or walk away and come back a little bit later. No one says you have to figure this out in the next hour or even overnight. Give yourself the time to go through the process in a relaxed way. Open up to every possibility. So let's take some time to look at these tips through a more personal lens. So we're going to start with exercise 5, a fresh start. Life looks completely different when you have your why. Are you already feeling the change? Chances are you've already started feeling stirring of excitement. The future even looks brighter, crisper, and though it's colored with many colors and rainbows. You're also probably sitting like straighter as you read this. Do you feel that the energy coursing through your limbs, this soft, relentless, usually is only reserved for night before a vacation or the morning of your birthday? In fact, you might be racing through these last words, eager to just get started in whatever new direction you're going to claim as your own. However, before you pursue this wonderful adventure on your own, we have a few last exercises to get you thinking about tips from lesson 5 in greater detail. Step 1, what are your values? What makes you really passionate and inspires you to change? Think about these questions and write your answers down. Step 2, in lesson 5, we talked about how trying new things can be a great way to find your why. What are some of the activities you've always wanted to do but haven't really gotten around to it? What activities attract and interest you? Step 3, think about your potential why you've been forming in your mind. What emotions does it inspire when you think about it? Then think about some of your past whys. How do those emotions differ from the past whys? What does that say about your new why? Again, I'm hoping that this class helps you, guide you, and gets you to figure out what your why and your purpose in life is so that you can succeed in every possible way. Again, I am Sheelagh Blumberg, and welcome to Finding Your Why with moneylovesuccess.com. You can always email me at info@moneylovesuccess.com if you have any questions, or go to the website and look at the blogs and books and other things that might be able to assist you. Until the next webinar, have a great day.